Hey Stampers, it's Gaynor again, and I thought I'd come back and do a set of 3 cards. Not every single time, but you know, like a beginner's card, someone who's very new to stamping, someone who's a bit more advanced, and then avid crafters that like to add lots of things, dimensionals and stuff like that. So I've picked this one. I love this, and we've got the kids here with us for the next another week. We've had them for 2. And it's called Grandma's House, and I absolutely adore it. I love all the sentiments. I think they're great. I love these quirky little flowers in the house. So I thought I would start off with a simple card. Then I moved on to a little bit more, added some DSP, and then the last one. Well, I'll show you the 3, and we're going to make all 3 together again. It's firstly this one. It's just plain and simple. It's got that gorgeous little message, and it says, I know you have loved me since I was born. And then inside I just put, but I've loved you my whole life. And I think that is just so cute. Like I say, quirky. There's no shading, no nothing. It's just plain colouring. And then I stepped it up a little bit. I did some DSP, more or less the same, but cut these sections out. Well, didn't shade so much as just flicked up the lines and stuff. I actually coloured that one in the wrong colour, but hey ho. And I've just realised I missed my windows. And then on the last one, we've stepped it up a little bit more. I've added some gorgeous elements. Everything's popped on dimensionals. I've added glossy accents as well, if you can see, on the roof, on the door, on the love arts, even little parts on the tree and on the flowers as well, just to make them pop off the page. And I just thought it was really cute. And then I used my new border punch which came today, and some beautiful flowers. And then inside I popped in some flowers, but I've loved you my whole life, and I backed it with some of that gorgeous paper. And this one's just plain as well, but you know, for somebody getting a little bit more advanced, adding, you know, gorgeous gems and stuff. And tried to do a little bit of shading, but not too much for my second card. But I'm loving this. I think it's so cute. These papers are from the Pretty Peacock. Absolutely love them. So I thought I'd hold them up close. I know some do get, I've got dodgy eyesight, a bit like myself really. So I will hold them up a little bit higher. So there we are. Now you've loved me. I know you've loved me since I was born, but I've loved you my whole life. Isn't that cute? So let's get started. We're going to start, like I say, with the simple one first. I'm just going to take a regular card base. This is 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. It's just half of an A4. And if you're in the UK, well, that is for the UK, most of Europe, I think. In America, your cards will be 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, so you would then score and fold at 4 1/4. So 8 1/2 is 21 centimeters by 5 7/8, which is, so it's 15 by 21. In America, you would be 10.8 centimeters by 14 centimeters. How's that? So the Whisper White I'm using is cut at 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So that's 3 7/8 is 9.8 centimeters by 14.3 centimeters. And same with the DSP later. It's going to be the same size. So I'm going to grab our ink out. I'm starting off with the sentiment, and I'm going to do that on the inside. I mean, we've all got different levels of crafting, and it's not fair just to do one really advanced card that I tried my best to do, and then let those people who are just starting off probably put them off by going, oh God, I don't think I can attempt that, but I'll try, and then, you know what I mean? And then we're just going to stamp this up there. Gonna get my house. Love this quirky little house. It's so cute. And then we're gonna just stamp And we may even change the colour of things up. It's entirely up to whoever's making. And then pop, because I like to do things in this way. I mean, that could be a plain and simple card. It's for anyone to do. It's just a bit of colour, you know, it's just stamping. You could add it to a card right now on a gem and a little bow maybe, and you way to go. But these stamps are meant to be coloured, so I won't be doing any shading whatsoever, but I will be just colouring plain. So this is the dark. I'm not going to go light and dark because, like I say, it's just a beginner's card. And I find some of these beginners cards, quick and simple, are actually very beautiful cards. And straight to the point. Clean and crisp, as I call it. So there's no more brown to be done. So I'm basically just going to take the darkest of all the colours. I have got... I've only got one shade of this though, it's the dark, and that's it. So what I did with the advanced was I went over areas and darkened them. Can you see that? Do you want to zoom in? There we go, I'll pull it in a bit as well. Just had to remember to pull it back out again. So there we go. Now, on to Daffodil Delight. And it doesn't take long. I mean, you may even just like the plain and simple one. So you could just crack on with that. So I'm going for the dark Granny Apple Green on this one. Because like I'm saying, just grabbing a colour and going. And with this stamp set being so close together, you're just basically drawing around the shapes. There we go. And then no shading, no two colours. I mean, you could put these in a gift box, set 6 cards, beautiful. Just give them, you're just drawing lines, so for a beginner this would be fine. And the grass. Cutesy, cutesy, cutesy. The red. I mean, on the more advanced card I added two colours. I added a little bit of white gel pen. I added Stella, and then I add the Glossy Accents. And if it show you in stages, oops, that's not the neatest. Oh, that it can be done so simply. Then it's easy for anyone to do. Squeaky. Sorry. So there's done, virtually just got that little bit of blue on the window. And we can just grab, I mean, if you want to make it even simpler, we could just burnish with a bit of fast fuse, line it up on our card, and that's done. So there's your first card done, minus these little gems. We're just add in some basic rhinestones. And there, job's a good one. I love it. Cute as a button. So there's my beginner's card, all done. Now we can move on to the more advanced, and what we're doing, we're using the same piece of card. We're using the same size piece of DSP, and we're using the same size card. I love the DSP. It's the first time I've played with it today, and it won't be the last. It's absolutely gorgeous. Didn't like the peacocks, never, and we went, well, we didn't go purposely to see one. We saw one at the zoo we were at last week, and they're lovely, but we looked a bit bored actually. We were trying to feed it, but it had a bit of bread, but that was about it. And then you just add this. Oops, line it up, get it relatively straight. There we go, and burnish that with my gorgeous pin. I can't get it in. There we go. And then what we're going to do is a stamp again, but I'm going to get the two lots now for the next two cards out of one piece of paper. So I will just stamp the flowers, and I'll stamp them this way and this way, and then I will stamp my house this way and this way. And now I need to stamp this one twice, and I need to stamp this one once. Perfect, so the stamping's all done. And with the second card, I simply took my trimmer, oh, not my trimmer, my guillotine, and sliced that off. Then I sliced them down there. In fact, I kept the houses pretty close. Chop them cleaning off. That's a little smudged a little bit. There I've got my two houses. Oh, that one's smudged. I'll turn that over actually and do that again. So, should have let them dry a little bit more, but no worries about those. We can cut them down shortly. Let's get those flowers again and leave it to dry. Pop that to one side. Until you actually stamp them, you don't know where you're going to be cutting, so unless you want to measure each individual piece. So the house is there to dry with that one, those to go with that one. A little bit of a smudge, but nothing major. So now again we can start to colour, and again I'm not using advanced. Oh, look what I've done. I've kept you out of the loop. I do apologise. I basically just chopped them up. I'm terrible, aren't I? So now I'm going to colour again. So I will keep you back down there. I keep forgetting that I've zoomed out. I should just look up and look at my screen, shouldn't I? So yeah, because I stamped, like I say, I should have let it dry for a second. but I was able to cut out and maybe get all those pieces that I needed from that stamp set on that one piece of paper, so we don't get any waste. Again, I'm just colouring, but we've cut them out this time. We're not leaving them on one piece of card. And I bet I was out the whole time. So yeah, that's the one. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Yeah, this is the first card. I do apologise. I keep forgetting to zoom back out. So I'm going to do all the greenery. Perfect. And what colour next? We go for the crumb cake. And do the branches. And the roof of the house. I love things like this. That's it for the brown. Get our yellow. I mean, some of the birds are brown, some of the birds are yellow. It depends what I'm holding at the time and when I realise I've got to colour the bird in. On my advanced one now, I will use the Daffodil Delight. So there's the house. Again, I'm just using the dark Daffodil Delight. It's mainly for the centre of this flower. And then I'm just going to flick that out. My windows. Perfect. My red. And this is dark cherry cobbler and I think it's beautiful. My beautiful tulip. It's just confident building for people that, you know, are beginners really and really want somewhere to start off. So a bit of simple stamping, a little bit of colouring. And this is how I started making cards, was to colour pictures. So that's that. I need to chop my little sentiment. I'm going to stamp that again, I think, because it's a little bit on the wonk. Yeah, I think I might. Watch me wonk it up again. Knowing my luck. So is that the one? But I don't know. There it is, right in front of me. And then I want to keep this straight. That's better. That's so much better. Now, let me zoom out. Now you can see what I'm doing. And now I'm just gluing these down. I love this. Get Mr. B to straighten it for me because it's too on the wonk. I know you have loved me since I was born. I mean, you could go into the real advances of using little dies, the nestling dies. But I popped everything on dimensionals. And I was doing the first card, which is my advanced card. And I thought, why not simplify it twice down for those who, like you're saying, beginners. Some that have got a bit of confidence but not fully, you know. there are plenty out there that are like that. So pin goes back in. Then we can add our gems, which are here. Oops, I got one on my finger, so I don't need another one off the pad just yet. And one there. So we've got card number 2. Beautiful, love it. And then for this one, the advanced, a little bit more advanced with a few extras going on. So I have got that already. I'm just going to bob that out. Make sure that's nice and straight. And it is, I think. Oh gosh, Katie, you are on the wonk. That's better. And then I want, but I've loved you my whole life, I want that for the inside, because we are going to add some designer series paper behind this. So I'm just trimming off all the excess white. Perfect. And when I cut my cardstock down, I cut it to 3 7/8 by 5 5/8 and by 5 5/8 again, and I was left with this gorgeous little strip of paper. So let me just grab my fast fuse for the sake, and I just added it then, just like that, and then just trimmed it off. Perfect. And that's for the inside. You've got more there left. So let's get my advanced card base. Pop that down into the centre. Perfect. And just burnish. And then this, I just will glue this inside because it don't want bulk on the inside. So we can make sure that's nice and straight. Perfect. Back with the ink. Just to add those beautiful flowers in at the bottom. You can set that aside for a moment to dry. You don't want to smudge that. And then fetch in this beautiful punch that I got today. Love it. And what I did, I lined it up at the bottom to make sure I got it right on the end. Oops, look at that move then. Oh God, good job I didn't press, isn't it? There we go. And it catches all the bits inside. I love it. Beautiful. And all the bits are in there. I love that. So I've got this beautiful decorative edge. Oh, I don't know what's happened there. Oh, never mind. So card in. That's going to go on dimensionals. That looks quite cute actually. So I'm going to pop that on dimensionals. Look at these I've got. I forgot I'd got a little tub with a few left on. So I just moved them over. this up. I think I just best off line it from the top. Make sure you've got a nice even border all round. And there we go, we can pop that to one side for a moment. We're going to need everything else on dimensionals. This can have dimensionals now because we haven't got to draw on it. That can go ready. And we can just set these in now. Right, now for these, I got a whole array of pens in for this one. The light and the dark. The only thing I didn't was for the windows. It's just to give a sheen, you know, as if there's glass there. So, light. Come down this side, just with a bit of light. And the door as well. Let's get the flower while we're here. Shall I zoom in again? Yeah, you want to see the shading. So, that's the red. May need to blend a little bit more, but I just come down the sides. And a little bit darker underneath. Add a bit of shading. Let me just use the other end. I'm not quite too confident with those, especially in little delicate areas. I've got my gel pen then. Just added a bit of, and then just smear it like that with your finger. Because you don't want it too white. Nice bit of shading now there going on. I'm going to add a bit of Stella on that, then the Glossy Accent, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, you can just see the Glossy Accents coming through, the Stella coming through under the Glossy Accents, so it's a nice touch. So with this flower, I just literally, with the dark, I went around the flower and just filled in all where the lines were, and then filled it in with the light. Isn't that beautiful, cute? And again with the white gel pen, just added some shaded areas where the light would hit, and then just patted it with my fingers. There we go. Right, now for our green. Everything was covered in the light green first. Love it. Let's get this greenery done. So cute. And there's like individual leaves in this tree. And I love that. And with that one I used the darker one. but I just went over these tiny little leaves inside. I let it dry and then I went back over to darken them even more. Perfect. Look how cute that looks. And then with this one, because it was all seemed to be one colour tree, I just went for the darker. Perfect. And then went back over these to darken these a little bit more. Perfect. Oh, and on these leaves then, I just went up the centres on these two flowers and then just down the centres of those. A tiny little bit there. And light and dark. This is the dark. So I did that first shingle there and this outer rim of the house. And just along this bottom slightly. And then come in with the light. Just blended that in. And then I want to go back to the dark because of the wood. I'm still in shot, sorry. Perfect. Lovely. And then with my flower on this one, I used the dark in the centre. And then with the little, I used just that end and flicked out just from the centre. My white gel pen came back out for this one as well because there's little tiny dots. Love it. And then I just went round the outsides of the petals. Just to give them a little bit more white and a bit shine. That is so cute. And then onto my house. Oh, Mr. Boyce, you're a diamond. Thank you, sweetie. And I just went over this line several times to darken it. And then just lightly down the sides. A bit dark under the windowsills. And because I've only got one shade of this pen, just keep going over. So back under the windows. Back under the roof, because that's where the darkness will be, on the overhang. And back under the window. I love it. So, just going to go back for the cherries on the tree. I couldn't really shade those. They are tiny, mind. Perfect. Love it. Did I do my windows? I think so, but I'll just do it a little bit more. So there we have it. That's the colouring. I'm going to zoom back out now because I would forget otherwise. Just pop my pens to one side. We're going to fetch this in now and we're going to pop them on dimensionals. Then we're going to add all the, I've got some ribbon here to tie a lovely little bow over the flowers. Some more dimensionals. My cutesy little house. I mean, you could do all sorts of shapes on here if you wanted. But just adding an extra bit of a trim to the border. Adding these on dimensionals. You can use the lines on here to keep it straight. Love that. My wonderful little sentiment. Again against there, and just add that. Put my little shaded house on. That looks a bit skewy. Oh, it is. Oh, that is a little tiny bit skewy. Oh, look at that. So, right, bow maker. I don't know, I'm going to try and tie it without the bow maker and see what happens. I might shock myself one day and be able to do it. Ooh, look at that. Not bad. Got a bit of a twist in there. It's not too bad. Let me just pull that loose. Perhaps I can twist that. Not really, but give it a pull. Oops. I just want to form tiny little bows. There we go. Bit long, isn't it? Them tails are huge. So just snip off what you don't need. It's an old retired ribbon anyway, that is. But it matches. It looks beautiful. There we go. We don't even need that. Yay! Now grab our glue dot, because it's such tiny ribbon. Find the best side. And then I can add this to that beautiful centre flower. Isn't that gorgeous? That's so cute. So now for the Winker Stella. I'm going to zoom back in again. So I'm just adding it on the wings, the petals. On my beautiful, beautiful tulip there. Let's get that a mush off. On the cherry trees. On my little birdie, on the love heart. And you can actually see this come through. Even with the glossy accents over the top. Now with the glossy accents, I even did it on these little tiny leaves in here, but I don't know whether they'll do that now, but you never know, I might. How cute. I'm going to do the roof of my grandma's house as well. So cute. And then I'm coming in with the Glossy Accent. I've had this for 3.5 years and it's still up here somewhere. So this I would be careful with. I should have maybe added my bow after, but perfect. Now I heat set mine. It did bubble a little bit on there, but it worked. They will look so pretty when it's all gone hard. So I'm doing the roof. Love it. And I'm just going to dot those beautiful cherries. Now for my love heart. You don't have to do it to everything, you see. And then just little dots on here. Thing is, I'm not going to heat set this one because it will take, otherwise it'll take ages. Now I did the door and the windows as well. And just leave that to one side to dry, and I don't think, yeah, that's perfect. Lovely. I'm even going to do my little birdie. And if you've got it anywhere where you think you shouldn't, or you've missed a bit, or you want it somewhere else, just take your pokey tool while it's still wet and just drag it to the area where you want it. And then that is it. That is all it needs. I'll tin in a little bit on the roof. You've got to do it while it's... There we go. Go back here. There we go, yeah. It's done. Beautiful. So, just leave that now to one side to dry. Whoops. I will straighten my bow up once they've gone off. And then I'm coming in with these beautiful, beautiful flowers. And I'm going to pop one in the centre. And then I just had one of each of the colours. So I'm going to have a white one this time on here. And a little pink one down there. Absolutely stunning. 3 cards, all the same, just made simple, a little bit more advanced, and then the Avid crafter. How's that? So there's my one that I've just done, and there's the one I did earlier. It's all bone dry now. Pen's out the way, and then there's the little bit more advanced one, you know, and then there's the plain and simple, easy to stamp, the first one as well. So 6 cards, beginners, a little bit more advanced, and then very avid crafters. I think it's cute, just waiting for my bow to, and then there we go. There's my 6 one. I'm going to put these in a little gift box, and these are going to go into an acetate box, and I'm going to decorate that, and then I'm going to put them up for a prize draw for our weekly sketch. So how's that? Yay! I'll put envelopes with them as well. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you give it a go. I mean, even if you are brand new to stamping, you know, and you need a little help, I think people would appreciate it more, because you've gone from quick and simple to a little bit more, and then maybe work your way up to something a bit better. So I hope you like it anyway. I'd love a thumbs up and a share. That'd be amazing. Please don't forget to press the subscribe button and press the bell, otherwise you need to get notifications. So that's what the bell's for, and they will notify you every time I upload a video, which is on a daily basis, several times a day sometimes, and we have a premiere every night. So till then, bye.